who crosses the counties in the coast region, making sure patients get the best healthcare available. Now, every trip is always a life-saving one, but who is Uba? Well, this story, Uba on a Mission, was suggested by Doctors Without Borders. Take a look.
My name is Uba Mwagadi. I come from Kwale County, Kombani. I'm 54 years old. In fact, my aim of joining MSF, I really wanted to help my community. I come from this place. In my mind, I wanted to do something for my community before I get old and retire. Actually, my name is Uba. It's only that my dad misspelled it in my birth certificate, so I cannot call myself Uba and the certificate is Uba. But most of the time, like the visitors from Nairobi or Geneva, when they are told, no, just wait for Uba to come, so they're expecting a taxi. So one day I had gone to pick a passenger at the airport, and then he was given a number, my number. So when he arrived, I had a board, but it was crowded. He could not see the board, so he tried to call. Then when he called, I appeared and he laughed because I appeared with the board and it's written MSF. Are you Uber the taxi? Or so I told him, no, I'm Uber. My name is Uba.
This is your story.
To get to the heart of Uba's story, we break the dawn with her in her Kombani home in Kwale.
I have 5 kids. They're all girls. I have 3 grandchildren. I was dreaming to be a teacher, and I went to Kombani Primary School. And then I went to Ngombeni up to Form 2. In 1982, I joined the National Youth Service in Naivasha for about 4 months training. I finished after 6 months, went to Nairobi for national building. I chose driving.
But her career path was not one her family easily embraced. Uba, like many of her relatives, had not been exposed or lived beyond the coast region. There was the fear of the unknown in the mainland.
They refused me from the beginning. He said, it's far, you are a girl, you're still young, you'll get lost there.
During her classes at the NYS, she learned basic mechanics, servicing and wiring. Uba decided that she didn't want to train with a saloon car as most of her classmates. She chose to train with a truck instead. Her first assignments were driving ambulances, mostly from the NYS Raraka base to the Kenyatta National Hospital. But she didn't drive any patients in critical conditions.
When I started driving, my father was very proud of me. He, in fact, traveled from Mombasa to Nairobi just to come and see me driving.
In 1985, a year after her training, she landed a job working as a driver for the national carrier Kenya Airways, where she worked until she was retrenched in 2004.
I stayed at home for about 2.5 years without a job.
Uba had short contracts for different jobs until she joined Doctors Without Borders in 2017 after 2 attempts, the first one being unsuccessful.
My first time here, it was a referral for a newborn, premature. In fact, there were 2. They were twins. So you were driving, in your mind you were thinking about the babies, whether they are still breathing or not, they are on oxygen. When we arrived at the Coast General Hospital, they were still alive and they were saved.
655 for maternity. We have 2 referrals to CPGH. We need a stretcher because one of the patients is lying.
Message copied. I'll be there shortly with the stretcher.
Uba's work is not simple.
There are so many tuk-tuks, motorbikes, matatus. It's hectic. Sometimes you have to even use the loudspeaker for them to move.
On this particular day, she will be taking a patient who has been referred from the Mrima Maternal Hospital to the Coast General Hospital. She'll have to make the crucial crossing via ferry.
If there is a ferry, even if it's full, they return it. If it's less than 5 minutes, they return it. And then if it's full, they remove one vehicle and then the ambulance gets in.
And it's always a matter of life and death.
This day was this day when I took a child from here, and we arrived at the Coast General. But unfortunately, before I got back here, on my way, the nurse at CPGH talked to the nurse in the ambulance and told her that the baby did not make it.
Uba takes it one day at a time. Many of the patients she drives sometimes are not conscious to see her work. It is enough that they receive the healthcare they need when they need it. Everywhere she goes, she draws admiration. For as long as there is breath in her bones, she will always be Uba on a mission. Dorcas Wangira, Citizen TV, your story in Mombasa.